guys, it's Alice, and today it's time to take a look at the books I got in May. First up, we have got two of these lovely Persephone classics, and the first one is Guard Your Daughters by Diana Tutton. This is about four sisters who live a very isolated life. Like, they're not allowed to go to school because their mother won't let them for some reason, and I think their father is some sort of famous detective writer. And they don't really have any friends or any experience with the outside world. And I'm pretty sure the story is just about them. And that sounds really intriguing to me because I love stories about sisters. The second one is The Fortnight in September by R.C. Sheriff. In this one, I think we meet a family and we just sort of follow their days that they spend at this house by the beach. And as far as I can tell, this is just a book about the beauty of everyday life, and it's just a sort of slice of life situation. And I think these books are really nice every once in a while when you just want something kind of quiet and uncomplicated and a break from everything else, you know? I've said this before, but I just love Persephone books. Like, I love getting new ones to add to my collection, and I think they're really beautiful and well published. And I don't think I've ever read a Persephone book that I didn't like. Then I got two books that I got because I watched the Witcher series a couple of months ago, and that was a very interesting experience, and I'm very intrigued by this world. So I thought I might give the books a go, and I saw these for really cheap in a bookstore, so I just got them. So we have The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, both by Andrzej Sapkowski. So if I'm understanding this correctly, these are both short story collections, and some of the stories feature Geralt of Rivia, I think. And I figured this would be a good place to start because they're like prequels to the actual novels, and it's like a nice way to check if I like the writing style and if it's actually something that I want to read. I don't really know which one of these to start with though. I think maybe The Last Wish, but I don't really know. I was surprised to find that these books were first published in like the early 90s, so they're actually getting quite old. And I'm wondering how well they've aged. And it's been a really long time since I've read any like fantasy, so I'm intrigued. Next up, we have got Annenberg by Alexander Chee. This is a contemporary fiction novel, and in it we meet a 12-year-old boy who is a part of this choir, and he becomes the lead singer, I think. And it turns out that the director of this choir actually abuses the lead singer, whoever that is, and this boy doesn't dare tell anyone, even the boy who ends up taking his place after him. So he knows that this is going to happen to this other boy, but he's afraid to say anything. And then it turns out, like, some years later, this other boy ends up committing suicide. And the story is about how this man, young man and boy, try to deal with this and grapple with this. And it sounds absolutely devastating, but I've heard that this is really, really good. Then I have got some mystery thrillers. First up, we have The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. I've previously read one other book by this author and I liked it, so I thought I would give another one of hers a go. This one is about a group of girlfriends who, when they were in boarding school, they made up this game called The Lying Game. And I don't really know what that is, but it gets them into some sort of trouble, I think. And then years later, something brings them back together. And I'm assuming that something is like something mysterious, like a murder or something, seeing as this is a mystery thriller. I also picked up The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is a book that I've been meaning to read for ages, and the story is about two people who meet on a flight from London to Boston, and on that flight they decide to each kill someone for the other person. So it's like a strangers on a train situation, and I'm very, very intrigued. Then I got The Last Widow by Karen Slaughter. So I really want to read something by this author, and I've sort of had her on my radar for a while, and I saw this on sale in a bookshop, so I just got it. I didn't realize though that this is actually a book in a series, but the series follows the same detective, I think. And usually those types of series, it doesn't really matter what order you read them in, so I think I'm just gonna give this a go anyway. It says it's about an abduction and an explosion and a diabolical enemy, and that's all I know, and it sounds very interesting. And then I got another 2 books, both by the same author, and it is Call Me By Your Name and Find Me, both by Andre Aciman. So Call Me By Your Name is another one of those countless books that I have been meaning to read for ages, but I haven't gotten around to yet. But I finally got it, and I'm really excited about it because I'm so sure that I'm going to love this book. The story is about this romance that blossoms between an adolescent boy and I think a guest of his parents while they're on vacation in France or something. And I just really think I'm going to love it, which is why I also got this one, which is the follow-up to this. I don't know what this deals with, but I'm just so sure I'm going to love these. Second to last, I picked up a book in Norwegian, and it is Sølvveien by Stina Jackson. This is originally Swedish, and the story is about this man whose daughter has gone missing in northern Sweden, I think, and he has spent 3 years driving around this area trying to find his daughter. So I think we follow him as well as a young woman who lives in a town in that area, and their stories intertwine somehow. And this is supposed to be like an excellent Scandi noir mystery, which makes me very, very excited. Lastly, we have got a non-fiction book, and it is We Crossed a Bridge and It Trembled by Wendy Perlman. This is a collection of wartime testimonials and stories from Syrians whose lives have been changed by the war. And what made me really interested to read this is that these are first-hand testimonials, and I don't think I've read any of those, and I think this is going to be very interesting and that I'm going to learn a lot. Okay guys, those are all of the books that I had to show you today. I'd love to know if you have read any of these books or if you have picked up any exciting new books lately, and I will see you soon. Bye!